Hey there. Today we're diving into the creepy movie Beneath. Picture this. A group of teens thought it'd be a simple lake trip, but the moment they dipped a paddle into the water, the nightmare began. A deadly fish, dark secrets, and the creeping suspicion that the real enemy might not just be lurking beneath the surface, but right beside them. The film kicks off with a guy named Johnny dreaming about his cute classmate Kitty. In his dream, she's swimming in the lake next to him, flashing a sweet smile. Sadly, it's just a dream because in real life, they're only friends. Johnny packs his backpack and heads to the lake with his crew. Among them are Kitty, her boyfriend Matt, her friend Deb, a glasses-wearing guy named Zeke, and Matt's brother Simon. These kids are graduating high school this year and decide to celebrate the milestone. Zeke tries flirting with Deb, but she shuts him down. Simon keeps stealing glances at Kitty and Matt, nearly crashing the car. Looks like he's got a crush on her too. The gang arrives at the dock. Johnny opens the gate and the car rolls up to the shore. The teens hop out and grab their stuff. They've brought tons of food and drinks. Zeke switches on his camera. The group is ready to have a blast at the lake. There's a big boat with 2 oars sitting on the shore. It belongs to Johnny's neighbor, Mr. Parks. The crew carefully lowers it into the water. It's not easy since the thing's pretty heavy. Kitty notices there's no cell signal out here. Johnny explains that this is Black Lake, a place where weird stuff happens all the time. He gives Kitty a necklace, asking her to wear it as a protective charm. She refuses and hands it back to him. Johnny's neighbor, Mr. Parks, walks over. He's a good friend of Johnny's grandpa. Mr. Parks warns Johnny to be extra careful and absolutely not to go into the water. Plus, he says, this lake deserves special respect. Johnny gives the old man a puzzled look. Soon, the boat drifts away from the shore. The group rows and enjoys their awesome getaway. Except Johnny. He's not feeling the fun. Something in the waters got him spooked. Halfway across the lake, the girls slip into swimsuits, and Matt peels off his shirt. They're planning to swim and soak up some sun. Johnny begs them to head back to shore and start a campfire before dark, but no one listens. Zeke snaps pics of the girls, and they jump into the water with Matt. Simon lights a small firework. Johnny puts on the necklace he'd meant for Kitty. Right then, the boat jolts. Something's trying to flip it. Seems like there's something massive swimming nearby. Panic sets in, and the gang wants to get back to shore. Turns out, it was just Matt messing with them. He takes a swig of whiskey, grins, and rejoins the girls. Kitty and Deb feel truly free. School's done, and they've got zero worries now. The boat shakes again. This time, it's definitely not Matt. Johnny spots the silhouette of a giant fish in the water. It glides toward the girls and Matt, but swims past without attacking. Still, Kitty swears something brushed against her underwater. Matt, Kitty, and Deb climb back aboard. Now everyone knows something's in the water. They smack the oars against the surface, trying to get a look at this underwater beast. In the chaos, they lose an oar. It floats away. Deb reaches for it, but a massive fish with huge teeth surfaces right then. The predator bites her. Matt ties off her arm with his belt and some ropes. The problem is, it's tough to stop the bleeding from her shoulder artery. They need to get to shore fast. Matt reaches for the second oar, but the giant fish chomps it in half. Deb passes out. She's lost too much blood. The group tries rowing to shore with the 1 oar they've got left. No cell service means no calling for help. The huge fish tries flipping their boat again, then snaps the remaining oar. Simon falls overboard in the struggle, but they haul him back in just in time. There's a bit of good news too. It looks like they wounded the bloodthirsty fish with a piece of the broken oar. The guys turn on Johnny, accusing him of knowing the lake's secret and keeping it from them. Kitty's sure he hid the truth, especially since he tried giving her that protective necklace earlier. Johnny says he'd heard some creepy monster legends from his grandpa, but never believed them. Zeke suggests they need bait. They decide to use Deb. The group says a prayer and dumps their friend into the water, hoping the giant fish will eat and leave them alone long enough to reach shore. Unfortunately, the predator finishes its meal way too fast and resumes chasing the boat. Matt grabs the lid off their little cooler to use as a paddle, but the huge fish breaks that too. They toss all their food into the water, but the beast ignores it. The gang paddles with their hands, but the boat barely moves. Plus, it's sinking, forcing them to bail water constantly. Zeke hints they need another sacrifice and suggests a vote. Whoever gets picked has to volunteer to save the rest. They argue everyone wants to live. Some vote against Johnny. Others against Zeke. Johnny gets the most votes, calls his friends traitors, and jumps overboard. The killer fish races after him. He swims hard and soon vanishes from sight. The others don't know what happened to him and keep trying to reach shore. Kitty snaps at Zeke, calling him a coward and a jerk. The giant fish circles back to the boat. They grab firecrackers and fireworks, trying to scare it off. It works for a bit, but the stash runs out fast, and the fish returns. Matt wants to toss Zeke overboard. Panicked, Zeke insists it should be Kitty. She's got something going with both Matt and his brother Simon. He claims he's got video proof. Matt and Simon lose it and hurls Zeke into the water with his camera, ignoring his screams and tears. The giant fish shows up soon after, leaving Zeke no chance to survive. Next, we see Johnny made it. He reached the shore alive. He decides to go back for Kitty because he loves her so much. He spots a motorboat on the bank. Meanwhile, Matt's mulling over Zeke's words. He doesn't trust Kitty anymore. The brothers also find Johnny's backpack on their boat. He'd packed a small hatchet. Simon tries paddling with the cooler again, but the fish snaps it and takes a chunk out of their boat. Kitty grabs Johnny's hatchet and wounds the predator. They know they've got to seize the moment and get to shore quick. Another boat appears on the lake. It's Johnny. He's here to save his friends by towing their boat. He pulls closer and tosses them a rope. Matt ties one end to their boat. Johnny starts the motor. The giant fish rams his boat, sending it spinning with the rope. The line tightens around Johnny's neck. Kitty wants to cut it to save him, but Matt and Simon stop her. The brothers reel in Johnny's boat, but it capsizes. Another shot at rescue is gone. Matt and Simon notice the fish swimming toward Johnny, but weirdly, it doesn't eat him. Their boat's filling up with water fast. Matt uses the hatchet to chop out some planks to use as oars. They row toward shore. Matt brings up Zeke's words again, starting a jealous rant at Kitty and Simon. The cheating girlfriend bugs him more than the killer fish. He suggests another vote. Someone's got to be the next bait. Matt and Simon vote against each other. The brothers start fighting right on the boat. Kitty's vote should break the tie. But in the end, Matt and Simon agree the worst person on board is Kitty and throw her overboard. Kitty tries climbing back in, but the brothers block her. Realizing she's got no choice, she swims for shore. Matt and Simon are left alone on the boat. Soon, they're at each other's throats again, and the brawl sends both brothers into the water. Simon takes a head injury, which naturally draws the killer fish. Matt tries saving his brother, dragging him toward shore. But Matt's not great at saving Simon. He spots the giant fish and shoves his brother right into its jaws. While the predator feasts, Matt makes it to shore. We also see Kitty didn't reach land. She's lying on Johnny's overturned motorboat, staring at the water. She pulls Johnny's body closer and takes the necklace he'd wanted to give her off his neck. Then the fish eats its prey. Kitty believes the necklace will protect her, so she puts it on and swims for shore. The fish doesn't touch her. The trouble is, she runs into Simon in the shallows. She saw what he did to his brother and knows she's in danger too. Simon spots the necklace on Kitty's neck and recognizes it as Johnny's gift. He thinks Kitty and Johnny lured them to this lake on purpose. He kisses her, then pushes her underwater, holding her down until she stops moving. Now she's gone too. Simon crawls ashore near nightfall and meets Mr. Parks. The old man asks where Johnny is and learns Simon's the only one left. Mr. Parks says Johnny was a good kid and shows Simon the camera that used to be Zeke's. The old man's got more than just a camera. He's got a gun. He orders Simon back into the lake. Simon refuses, and Mr. Parks fires a few shots. Terrified, Simon hides in the water, and the giant fish drags him under. That's where the movie ends. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.